is Ginny from Homestead Corner, and I haven't done a garden update in a few weeks, and things are really moving along here. We are our tomatoes are nice and big. They're getting really tall, and we have tons and tons of tomatoes coming on, and they're growing really great. We've got some Roma tomatoes, and over here we have more Romas, and in the back we got a couple of cherries back here somewhere. There they are, just starting to get ready and ripen up for us. So my middle daughter loves cherry tomatoes. That's like her favorite snack, and as soon as she sees that, she'll be out here, she'll start grazing like crazy. But we have tons and tons of tomatoes coming on, and they're just big, huge groups of them. I cannot wait. I love the Roma tomatoes for canning for diced tomatoes, which we use to make our own spaghetti sauce and marinares and stuff like that. And we've also got these nice big beefy ones over here. Tons of those are coming on, and everything is just doing really, really well in here. We grow these in a greenhouse because we tend to get a lot of blight up here in the White Mountains, which, you know, then we lose a lot of tomatoes. So if we don't grow them in the greenhouse, they don't really do that well up here. And I'm not sure what that is, but, well, we have the greenhouse. So this greenhouse is just tomatoes, which we love. And we have the other greenhouse that we grow our peppers in that we got this year. So before we kind of split it, but we wanted to do more of everything this year, so we did. They're all done burying, but they are throwing out their shoots now. As you can see over here, they get these little shoots and they will dig right into the ground. We kind of just turn these in, the ones that are go out of the rows, we just kind of turn them in so they'll root in there. But they're really healthy plants still. They're doing really well. They're rooting in nice, and they did really good this year. But we're all done with berries, but they're still growing. The plants are growing and getting bigger for next year, which is nice. And the pumpkin patch over here is doing really, really good also. We've got a bunch of pumpkins that are starting to change color. They're hiding in here. They get that little sunbathing going, and they get nice and orange. But there's probably 25 or so little pumpkins in here. We're just growing the little pie pumpkins because we like to eat them, and I like to can them up so we can have breads and pies and all that good stuff all year long. So they are doing super. The green bean patch is crazy. It's out of control. We planted bush beans, and we got a couple bush beans here on the ends for some reason, and we got a whole bunch of pole beans. So we rigged up some crazy trellis just to keep it, you know, from going nuts. But it's out of control. It's hard to get in there, but we're not really getting too many beans yet. The the bush beans are starting to have little beans on them, and the pole beans are still flowering like crazy. So we should get quite a good bunch of beans once they start coming on. The flowers are so pretty. I love those little flowers. But let's see. And over here we have our broccoli patch that, you know, they're not broccoliing out. They're just, they got really big and they look good. Nothing's happening. So broccoli is not something that we do great with. I don't know why. Well, we keep trying it because we love broccoli, and the corn is doing wonderful. It's doing really, really good. You can see we've got some nice ears on here, and they're coming on really nice. And all kinds of little silkies are coming out. And we should be picking pretty soon. We'll stop picking a couple pieces for dinner and things like that. We want them to get a little bit bigger. They're still kind of small, but you can see they're doing really good. I'm super happy about that. Well, we harvested them. They fell over, bits of dust, and they were red potatoes, so I guess they normally harvest kind of early anyway. But so this bed is just, you know, left to do whatever it does. And we're going to put boxes in here next year, so we're not really doing anything with it right now, and we're going to just let her rip. Over here we had a couple of volunteer tomato plants that decided to grow. They're doing all right. They're flowering and not really any tomatoes on them yet. They don't get tons of sun here, but we figured what the heck, they wanted to grow, so we're going to let them. And then we have a couple of cucumber plants in here, and we got some little tiny cucumbers in there started, so we should be getting some of those soon. Just little teeny babies. That's really good because we love cucumbers, and hopefully we'll get enough to do some pickles, but we really don't have tons of cucumber plants. And then we got a couple of calendulas coming up over here, and they're just so pretty. I love these for skin products and things like that. I'll pick these heads once they're fully opened, and we'll make some infused oil with them to use in skin products for lotions and all sorts of stuff. I love them in lotion bars and stuff, especially they're great for dry skin, irritated skin, stuff like that. We love calendula. We have been picking blueberries like crazy. There's still some on here. We try to come out every couple days and pick what there is. We just have 2 small rows of the wild Maine blueberries, the low bush ones, and these we just plucked up out of the forest behind our house and moved them out here where they could get some good sun, and they do wonderful, actually. They do really, really well. And then we have a couple of Highbush blueberries that we purchased a few years ago, and we have been getting tons and tons of blueberries off here. They're nice and big and juicy. They're great blueberries, but they're still going. We still got some more to come on, but we've been picking them like crazy. Oh, they're so tasty. Yummy. The patch of sage is looking really, really good and growing nicely. This still has a ways to go. We don't harvest this until the fall, just before the frost, so we don't lose it. We just let it grow and grow and grow. I love sage. It's good for everything. And we've got some mint over here that just kind of is taking over, and you can't get rid of mint. Mint is the devil. So we had it in one spot, and now it just takes over everything. We have to keep plucking it out. And then down in this last bed, we had planted garlic, and we already harvested it, so we replanted it, and we've got little teeny basils popping up here. That's in here. This is basil, and I planted some parsley over on this end. I've got a couple little teeny babies, I think, popping through there, but nothing too serious yet. And over here we got a few more cucumbers, and these cucumber plants are looking really, really good, and they have little tiny cucumbers in here too, little itty bitty babies. So we should get a decent amount. And we got another bed of green beans, and those are doing good. They're flowering really well right now, and so we should get a ton of beans out of here, which will be great because we love those green beans. We love all vegetables. I'm a big vegetable junkie myself. And then the rose bush has seen its day. It's still there. What was left of the roses are kind of dying off. And I get little petals on the garden walk, so, for my royal path when I head out the garden. And we've got more sage over here that's doing pretty well. It's kind of dry today. It's looking a little yellow. We got to get that baby some water. The oregano bush is just about ready to harvest. I like to wait until all the little blooms are opened up. The bees are having a field day with this year, which I really love. And once all these blooms are opened up, I will cut this back, and it'll grow a little bit more till the end of the year. But I like the blooms for my tea. Oregano is so good for you. So that's one thing that I do. I save the blooms just for tea, and then I use, obviously, all the leaves and stuff for spices and things that I need.
We
We
have a couple
of
of our volunteer
sunflowers out here. A lot of them have, you know, the little flowers fell off, so we grabbed them for the seed, grabbed the seeds out of them, and you know, we wanted to do that because we're going to replant these next year. This one has 3 heads on it, which is really cool. It's on one stem. And the bees just love these, so we're leaving them out and letting the inside of each one of these are little teeny flowers on each seed inside there. I don't know if you can see that, but each seed has a little teeny flower head on it. And when those fall off, then the seeds are ready. Whoops. And so that's when we harvest them. And also the leaves. The leaves are really good to dry up and save. They're so good for you. I'll do another video on sunflowers so I can talk to you a little bit more about how great these sunflowers are for you, because it's really an overlooked thing. I think most people think they're just beautiful and you just get seeds from them, but they have a lot of great medicinal. In the other greenhouse, we have our peppers, and these babies are doing pretty good. They're nice sized. They're just, some of them are just starting. We've got over here, we've got, where were those little ones? There's some like little ones. They look like they're habaneros. Who knows? Our pepper seeds seem to always trick us. We always get a plant that is doing its own thing. But they're all doing good. They all have been flowering. They've got all kinds of peppers started on them. So they're doing really good. And this greenhouse is working out great. I'm loving it for only $100. Okay, so over here we have started to harvest our onions. There's not a whole lot left, but I think there's enough to make a batch of French onion soup for the pantry, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to pull these in a couple days. And I've already harvested the other ones. I got them curing and drying. And the lettuce is coming back really good. We eat it ourselves, we feed it to the chickens, we use it for all kinds of stuff. And finally we're getting some carrots in here. And those tomato plants that volunteered, they're doing all right. Flowering, got little teeny tomatoes on there. One of the plants looks like it was decimated from a deer. We have a little trouble with that here. And but the carrots are doing quite well. They're doing good. Their kids have already started picking a few, and they like to munch on the little baby carrots. So you can see over here there's some empty spots where they started munching. But they're doing good. All the garden overall seems to be doing quite good. I'm pretty happy with it. Not everything is a great success, but not everything always is. Over here our thyme is doing really well. That's got a little bit more to go. We've got a couple more pepper plants that I was gifted from a friend, and some celery plants. These are coming up really good. Starting to take off, which is great. They had a slow start, but they're coming along. And that is about it right now. Everything's doing good. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.